Camera. There we go. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 529. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Heyo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 529 of the Moviecast. Hope you guys enjoyed our episode last week of the best of and worst of, our least favorites, disappointing, of the year. We had some fun times doing those episodes. We've been discussing our most anticipated, and it's pretty much a rollover list. We were just talking about that before we started the recording. And this year is going to be pretty much the same, I think, right? I mean,
second verse just like the first. It's like, yeah let's pull that episode out, and then we can just leave that up there.
Yeah, just renumber that. But I'm like looking ahead to it's spaced out a lot, like, because I think nobody knows where movies. I mean, not just movies, but games. Nobody really knows what this year is going to bring in terms of availability and working, and even like the movie theaters, going to theaters. Like, there's a lot of what ifs. So it's like, I understand it's a lot of question marks. I really hope that we can have some movie experiences, in the fall of this year. That's my hope. So,
yeah.
I don't expect it for that. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong thinking that.
Yeah.
You guys think I'm hopeful for this fall?
I think by fall there's a realistic chance.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, there's reason to be hopeful, for sure.
Yeah. With vaccines, I think we could do it.
I think no matter what it should be that this summer there will be some sort of box office.
Well, for summer, I mean, we'll have the drive-ins, and I guarantee you we're going to see a lot more of those, even if it's just like pop-up ones or something like that. So, that'll be good. And like I said, like the one out here, if you guys ever want to see any of those movies come out, just awesome time.
Yeah. No, I would definitely like to check out. I mean, drive-in would be a cool idea, actually. So, I was actually looking at the HBO Max release list, so it's like it's spread out quite a bit, and I think they're doing that. Warner Brothers has gotten a lot of flack for their HBO Max releases, but I really think that they're doing this on purpose. Like, the way they spread out the movies, they're giving as much opportunity for people to be able to go to the theaters to go see that stuff as possible. That's my theory. But just looking at the way they released it, I mean, Dune's, a lot of these movies are done, but they're not until October, September, August. I mean, they're all being released. Like, there's really nothing until July that's like a big movie from HBO or Warner Brothers. So, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, what have we been up to? I can kick this off. Actually, before I got to the craze of moving and painting my house that I just purchased, I was able to sit down and watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I watched the first 3 episodes of that. I think I'm on 3, and it's early. It's definitely it got me interested in it right away, which is cool. It kind of feels like a little bit of what's the other one? Soul Eater? Was that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah. I got to feel that. So I got that right off the bat, and I like the main character. I think that's really what it is. Like, I really like
he's likable.
Yeah. Like, that's the key for a good anime is you got to have that character. You're just like, yeah, I like this guy. He's like, he reminds me of, believe it or not, he reminds me of the guy from Yakuza, the Last Dragon, or Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dragon. He reminds me of that same persona. It's really that's why like the Yakuza game is so popular. It's that main hero has got that likable feature. You just like attached to him.
Well, in that game, that's the first time that guy is the main character.
I know, but he's a great main character. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that. I'm just saying that.
No, it's absolutely for me too. Like, the main character, if he's like some whiny little bitch that just like, oh, woe is me, I hate those. Like, I hate them so much.
Corey, wait a minute though. Favorite anime of all time, Corey.
I mean, Evangelion is up there, but he's he's off to the side a little bit. He is though. Right. I mean, that might be why, I can't stand it now, is because like they did it once and I'm good for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's it. Like the one time you're like, okay, that's interesting, and it's like, I never want.
Don't need it again.
Yeah, I mean that's really all I was able to watch. WandaVision came out, but I've been painting, so I haven't been able to watch those episodes yet. Did you guys watch that? Anybody check it out?
I watched it.
I did. Yeah, I saw the first 2. I think that's
I gotta watch them. I'll watch them this week so we can talk more about it. But I didn't hear good things. I heard it was kind of boring.
Well, this is a product of when everyone's used to streaming. I think, binging.
Bingers.
There's only you only get these 2 episodes. It's clearly set up, but for us, like me and Ashley, like we said before, we've watched the Dick Van Dyke Show a lot lately. So we sort of trained ourselves to sort of enjoy the homage to the classic TV that these episodes were, like for what they were, like the sort of, because it's almost not completely, but it's almost exclusively just sort of like in that vein. The layout is pretty much the same as the Dick Van Dyke Show at the house. It's pretty funny, and I think Dick Van Dyke himself actually did consult on this. They said they talked to him a little bit, so we enjoyed it enough, but it's set up so far. So if you're able to enjoy the kind of classic TV like tropes being hit, and see how like one episode is like 50s, 60s, the next one is like 60s, later 60s, like, and understand that, then you can sort of enjoy it.
This felt like just one episode, really. It didn't really. I think it was like.
Yeah, I mean,
they
did change that. Like the house is totally different in the second episode, so there's definitely a little. There's a jump there, but
I think that's the theme of the show without getting too much into that.
Yeah.
I think it's an intentional thing. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely jarring. Like the first episode, it's like, I think it was intentionally designed and scripted and whatever, just to make people feel like uncomfortable, but at the same time, like, okay, like, you know, for the nostalgia for those people who have watched those shows, it's like, it's kind of jarring like that. Like, okay, I know this is like a new show, but at the same time, it looks, you know, exactly like an old show.
And it's not just a new show; it's a new Marvel show on Disney Plus. And it's like, what is happening? Like, what are we getting here? This is not what I signed up for. But
I mean, I think the promotional material made it pretty clear that something like this was how they were going to go. Like, I don't really understand people who were like upset about it. It's like, oh my god, this show's in black and white. I can't watch this. Like, I kind of get that vibe from people who are like, just be patient. Mm-hmm. Like that's the premise. Like, we're getting the premise so far.
Right. Gotcha. I mean, we still have no idea, like, Vision's here.
What's
like,
going on? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely some things that will be answered, I hope, in the future episodes. And obviously, there's some little breadcrumb being laid down here to follow.
Cool. Yeah. And Anya's in it. I'm surprised. Anya from Buffy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The second episode,
cool.
She shows up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's her. But
cool.
I liked it enough. I mean, I can understand, like, not, again, it's the premise. That's all we got so far. So
yeah,
but,
gotcha.
I mean, we also know that it was like filmed in front of a live studio audience type of thing, and that's exactly what this is right now. It's not, you know, a Marvel show. Yet.
Yeah, it's a Dick Van Dyke show, like Mike said. It's
first one's like Dick Van Dyke. The second one's like Bewitched, I Dream a Genie, and we'll see where they go next. Like, there's
very similar cadences to those same shows. There's still very similar cadences.
Yeah, no.
It's still the same.
We'll get into color the next episode, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because they made a preview clip, and I hope this isn't spoilers for anybody, but it looks like we're getting, what is it, Brady Bunch-esque. We're going to get, like
it's like they're going through the
they're going through the
television.
Yeah,
and even like Office, like mockumentary or whatever the heck.
Yeah, I heard they were going to do that. Yeah.
So it's cool. I think it's pretty creative, and you know, I mean, nobody else is doing stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes, and like I said, it's gonna have, I think, lasting implications to the MCU.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we'll see. I do worry a little bit about once the mystery unravels that it's not as interesting as trying to figure it out, like the Assassin's Creed effect, you know, to me. But we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Corey, what have you been watching? Anything else?
No, just really the WandaVision stuff.
All right. Mike?
Yeah, that was it.
Tony?
Hold on, thinking. I started this other anime called The Great Pretender. I'm not sure if...
Why do I know that one? Why do I know that? Have I seen it around?
It's a newer
Netflix?
one. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, maybe I've seen it advertised on there.
But it's Corey, have you seen it or heard of it or anything?
I've not seen. I saw it on Netflix, but I didn't watch it.
Gotcha. It's pretty cool so far. I only watched 2 episodes. I think it's done. It's only like 26 episodes total or something like that. But it's got like this. It's about a modern take on a band of con artists and all that. Like it's just them going around like trying to con people out of stuff, and like all the different like things they got to do, and like it's got like a Ocean's 11 vibe to it and stuff like that, where like they're constantly like showing you stuff and you're like, oh, okay, that's like just a thing or whatever. It's like, and then it comes up later on in an episode or a future episode, or it's like this is actually a plan or whatever and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. It's got like and the main character just totally feels like Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, even though he's not like the bounty hunter per se. He's got that same like half lazy look on him, like a little
vibe.
He's got a suit, but like like stuff like that. So that's always fun and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That and WandaVision.
All right, cool. All right, let's get into some news, guys. Let me get that open. I had it open. Where'd it go? All right. So we've got CBS All Access being renamed to Paramount Plus. Surprised? They're clearly queuing in on somebody else that's doing pretty well right now. Paramount Plus. They're rebranding the whole service. The cool thing about this is they're going to add more content with the CBS. They're like combining all of Paramount's catalog, not just CBS. So we're going to get like 30,000 like different pieces of content they're going to add to it. It's so I'm a subscriber to CBS because I like the Star Trek shows. I've mentioned that on here a few times. And plus now I have, like I said, I have an 8-year-old here who's like crazy about Alvin and the Chipmunks. Like,
really? She really likes those older shows, huh? Like
I know.
Peanuts and stuff, right? Or
yeah,
something?
yeah. She gets into like the phases of the older shows, and she likes
cool,
Sonic. She liked Sonic for a while. She was watching Sonic like crazy, and we have a Sonic shirt and like stuffed animal in the other room. She loves Sonic still, but she's watched all that. So
which one?
The not the serious one, the chili dog one. She loves that.
The older one.
Yeah. She loves that Sonic one. Holy cow.
Jaleel White one.
Yeah, Jaleel. Yes, that's it. Yeah, Urkel's voice. But she's gotten like loves Alvin and the Chipmunks, which apparently is Paramount owned because they own Nickelodeon, and I didn't know that. So it's good for us. I mean, I'm gonna definitely enjoy that myself. But there's so many. This brings me into the conversation of the fact that like Mike, you've mentioned this yourself about streaming services, just an abundance, and is there a tipping point? And I think I'm starting to agree with you, Mike, where while it is piecemealed, I think there is a mass amount of people now in the same mindset as you, where it's just like everything's being thrown at them too much and they just hate it. Like, I think we're hitting that point where it's like, oh, here comes a streaming service from this company. Here comes one from this, or I got to pay for this money. It's just like, and then on the reverse side of things, I'm seeing that these companies are complaining that they can't control, they gave it the new term called shoot. I think they call it now, where that's the Hollywood term for you to subscribe to something for one show and then not be able to find something else in their content and canceling. That's what they're describing it as. So it's multiple things going on here, but clearly I think we are getting to a point where there's just too many services, right? I mean, are we going to see a compression of this, like are we going to see a combination of companies at some point, or are we just going to keep getting more and more? What do you guys think? I mean, Court.
No, I think that for me, like, this is what I've wanted. This is what I've been asking
This is what
for.
we wanted.
So
I'm good.
I'm all for this. Like, I don't care about you, Paramount. I'm good. You have your little space at the table, but I'm not going to bother worrying about it because this is the content I want. And then maybe later, once you have a little bit more, I'll jump over there and test you out for a little bit. But like, the cable, that's what you had, and you had no control over what came on when it came on. You had to wait for specific times. You had to wait for your specific shows. You had to set your dates and stuff. It's like and now people are getting so upset about this inconvenience of having to track all this stuff. It's like, for me, it's just, This is what I want. It's like I don't get like
you want the piecemeal. You want the piecemeal.
You can now control when you watch, how you watch, and what you watch when you want to watch. It's like
you gotta wait for things to come out. Still, I mean, like I don't know.
Sure. How's that any different? How's that any different?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. How is it any different?
Because how it's different is it's different, Mike. Because like, again, you can. So like with Netflix, you get to binge it if you wanted. Obviously, with Disney Plus, some things you have to wait for them. But what I'm saying is you can control when you're watching it whenever. Like with cable television, if you missed the show, you had to watch. DVRs. You had to get a TiVo. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, that's extra money.
You had to get all these extra things to make sure. You had to get like a VCR or you record it, and then you had these commercials. It's like you're getting everything that you've asked for now.
Skip and commercials better too with those DVRs, but.
I don't know. I just think this is what I've been wanting. Like I don't care about like 90% of the stuff that's on cable television, and now I get to just watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it. And yes, I may have to wait for shows to come out here and there, but again, I can watch it at my leisure. Like I don't have to like, oh shoot, the encore presentation's on at 2:00 in the morning. Better catch that because I forgot to hit record.
Well, the idea would be if these streaming services didn't exist, all of this content would still be showing up on a basic cable thing, and you could have one plan where you could theoretically see all of this on different channels. That would be so. At what point is that?
Again, then you're under the control of when they broadcast it. Like you have to wait for when they do that.
You still have to do that now. Things don't come out when you want it. I don't know what that means.
There's a catalog though. It
means so let's say Buffy the Vampire Slayer is on at 9:00 on Friday night. You forgot to watch it. Now you cannot watch it until the next encore presentation of that.
Sure, you can. If you can set it. Yeah, you can set the
record. You have to set all that stuff. With streaming service, you miss the show at the time it releases. You can still watch it whenever you want.
I mean, like a modern cable thing would function the same.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, the problem I have with this, Mike, is let's say we had a show on TV that you want to watch. Let's say. I've seen this happen actually, where you record a show, but that show gets like pushed back because of some sort of something happens, like news, whatever. And so your recording is not going to actually record because it's going to record just the news. And then where do you find that show? And you're going to say, okay, well that happens, but it doesn't happen on streaming services because you don't miss that show. You can go back and still watch.
I don't know if just showing our age, like this is like we've lived through these times or something, but it's like this is not what I don't want to go back to those days.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I understand, but once again, like the biggest problem was it was just overpriced. But once we get to the point where having everything, like, because the way things are right now, there's like one show I'm interested in on each streaming service, pretty much. So it's almost the same problem where you have to pay for a bunch of stuff you don't want and put it all together, and then there's more self-management, really. When you get to like 5 streaming services, are you really helping yourself? That's
why would you ever have 5 subscription services at the same time?
Most cable services. No, wait. Most cable services, like what people say, cable's cheap. Well, not cheap. It's not cheap either. But like, and then you add up these streaming services, right?
No. Cable was criminally overpriced. That's why streaming services
is criminally overpriced. Because even the sales that they advertise, right? They go up in price. Let's say you get a basic cable package for $80 a month. They charge you up the ass for equipment, store, like everything, like installation. They charge you like crazy now for this stuff on cable side. I've been researching this. I know. So it's still cheaper to go and get these subscription services because you're not paying for extra devices. You have that one device that can handle all these things.
To a point, but you get to like, if you do HBO Max, it's like $30 a month. You do everything else, it's like $15 a month, and then eventually it's a similar thing. If you're doing it all at once, if you happen to like one show currently on each of them, then it's the same thing.
If you add up what I pay right now, because I'm on a Hulu like $1.99 thing I got with HBO Max, which is $15. I am paying $15. Well, I got a discount, but whatever. Let's say it's $15 a month. It's $19 for Netflix. So that's 34 plus the 4. I'm probably paying $40 a month for my services right now, for my streaming services, for content that I consistently watch. Like it's exactly what I want. Cable, I'm not going to, like when I move into the house, I'm not getting cable.
Right. And here's the thing that I will say until it changes. You can decide to subscribe for a month and then cancel. Like as soon as Netflix or whoever does, oh, you can only do a yearly subscription or bi-yearly subscription, then I'll be like, yeah, fuck this. We're back in that era of like less control, less options. Like here's the thing. If there's something you want to watch on one, like just going to your example, let's say the new Buffy or whatever comes out on, I don't know, NBC or CBS, whatever the hell it is. Like, okay, yeah, if you don't want to sub to it right away, as long as you can stay away from like the spoilers, just wait until it's done. Pay 1 month and then you watch it and then just cancel it. And then what is that, like $8 at most? $10, and then you just cancel it. I agree that if we ever get to that point again where it's like, yo, you got to do a year or 2 years, then fuck that. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, well, we're just right back where we started. And I just hope and pray to God we don't get to that, because when I was down in my apartment in Philly, I had to get the Comcast triple play bundle,
exactly,
which is TV, cable, internet, phone, all that bullshit. And like they're like, oh, is this price? And yeah, that first year is great. I'm like, okay, sweet, this is a savings deal. And I look at my receipt. Sorry, real quick, like my bill after that first year or whatever it was, and it's like I remember there's like a sports fee, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like $10 a month, and I'm like, I don't even watch sports. They're like, sorry, this is just the contract. So even though I never watched a single sports channel, I even asked them to take away every sports channel. They're like, we can't do that. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm just giving you $10 a month so I could watch theoretically sports channels, but I don't. So
exactly. That's the thing, and then I mean, honestly, our cable bill here is over $200 a month. I know it is because I pay it. It's part of my thing. Like at this house, it's $200 a month because of devices, internet, the cable package, and it wasn't. It was like Tony said, it was like $120 a month, and then it just jumps, and then they hit you with everything. And the worst part is you're still tied into that second year of subscription after that jump. You're still tied into the whole year after your because you have to sign up for a year for these things, or at least a year. This was 2. But I would like to take this opportunity, not even just to change gears entirely, but I would like to rant about Comcast right now, because like I think we throw them in the fuck Comcast category here. I mean, I would love to get this out in the podcast.
That's not a new thing, though. Like,
it's not a new thing, but they deserve it even more now because they instituted a data cap in my area during a pandemic. I don't know how you do that. How do you justify people working from home and you now institute a data cap? It is a bunch of fucking bullshit, and they deserve to get fucking shut down. I'm sorry, but they're pieces of shit.
You would also think, given now pretty much what I said, all this content that probably would have came out on network or cable channels now isn't, that cable packages would be getting way cheaper, but I don't think they are.
No, that's the problem. They're going up. I'm looking for cable. Honestly, like my deal right now at my new house is going to be, I'm going to give a try for LTE service as my internet at my house. That's my new goal. Not getting any cable. You know why? Because there's no devices. So I'm going to work with that, and I'm going to maybe I'll try Hulu Live TV. Maybe I'll try that because it's includes their service and their cable and its local channels. Maybe I'll give that a shot, but it's still only $60, $65 a month. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. And there's no equipment. Like these equipment costs I'm looking up here, like it's ridiculous. It's like $15 for this. Oh, you want the DVR? Oh, that's $20 a month. And I'm like, can I just buy this damn thing? No. You have to pay us monthly for that. So then if you're on this thing for 2 years, you've way overpaid what it costs of a DVR. Not to mention the cable modem. Fuck that thing. That's ridiculous. That's a piece of shit modem that doesn't even do good for your wireless in your house, and they charge you $15 a month for that garbage. That piece of shit that's in your house, it does nothing for your wireless. It's terrible. You have to reboot it every week, once a week more than likely. For those listening, how many times do you have to do that? And that's why cable's shit.
Well, at least you can replace
and rent.
But
you can.
Yeah, Comcast is garbage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not saying Optimum seems nice. But there's not a lot, and then the territories.
And all these companies are terrible.
That's another conversation. But
they have no competition, so they can just be as terrible as they want.
No, there's absolutely no disputing that the cable.
That's why I'm happy.
Was broken, but
going back to the services, Mike.
That we get back to the same thing eventually.
No, these services, no matter what happens, are already cutting into the cable company's profits. So you know what? Give them a thumbs up because I don't give a shit.
That's what I mean. Why wouldn't you would think that soon they would make cable drop its prices?
And it hasn't. It's gone up. And they've instituted. No, now what they're doing is they're going to tax your cable. They're going to tax your internet to make sure they get their cut of what you're doing with their service subscription. It's called net neutrality. And it's a bunch of garbage.
Well, hopefully now that
the
fucking administration is out tomorrow, we can get that shit fucking taken care of.
No one over 50 even understands net neutrality, unfortunately, though. So
we just talked about it. We just talked about it.
I know. Well, we can check our demographics, but I don't think we're reaching the right people who are in power.
All right. Well, guys.
Good tangent.
Good thing. I like that conversation. Good conversation. That was a conversation I had thought about and I forgot to write down. I'm glad we went on that. Let's go to some lighter news, better news. Chris Evans, looks like he is coming back as Captain America. Are we surprised?
Looks like he is, or looks like he isn't, depending on which part of the stories that you listen to.
This is too reported. Here it is. This is another podcast prediction. We've been really good with this, and we have a good record. I gotta say, guys, we have a very good record with this. I would be happy to say he returns as Captain America. I would go on a limb and stamp that with my approval, like expecting it, just like the Spider-Man joining the MCU, just like what do we call it a couple weeks ago that was going to happen and it happened. I was like, we do it all the time. Like next week, before you guys hit the next episode, I bet you we hear that it's official at this point. So I just think it just looks where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's too popular of a character. He's too popular of an actor at this point. And beloved, I would say, in that role, for him to just pass up. And I mean, the thing is, too, is like Robert Downey Jr. did the same thing. He's like, oh, Iron Man 3 is going to be the last Iron Man movie. It's like, cool, but you showed up in like, 4 additional Avengers movies and Captain America Civil War and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, he has that liberty and that freedom now to be like, okay, I only want to do, I don't know, X amount of scenes or X amount of minutes for whatever. And Captain America is such an iconic character that he can get away with that, even if it's just in like some advisory role, like with Falcon and Winter Soldier. He could easily be like that old man Rogers, where he's more like the not field commander, but the commander in the HQ, the seat. Kind of like Bruce Wayne did for
the man in the chair.
Yeah, the man in the chair with Terry McGinnis and Batman Beyond and stuff like that. Or, I could equally see them doing, like, flashbacks or scenes, especially now that we're getting into that whole multiverse stuff. Like, just, alternate scenes of different outcomes of, past MCU moments and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised, but, yeah, I wouldn't bet against it.
I mean, it's America's ass. Gotta get it out there.
I think there's a lot they could do with him, even with the time travel aspect of things now. Or it could be, you can include him that way without destroying the fact
there's a lot they could do. There's a whole idea of what did he do when he tried to fix everything. Time hopping there. So there's that. But I don't know, maybe it's from all the DC news, but I'm just more skeptical about this because we heard 2 different sides of it right away. But I don't know. We'll see if it happens. I also do think they may not want to undercut Falcon becoming Captain America.
Yeah, that's the other thing is, I don't think it's going to be like like our whatever the proper MCU, like the what we've all been known for the past 10 years. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, cool, hey, let me get my shield back. I'm just the Captain America again. It's like you said, it would be treading on Falcon's toes or wings, I guess.
Yeah. No, I get you. I think that I could see them doing little cameo roles or small parts, maybe in these Disney Plus shows, make him do that. Because it's like minor things for him where as a actor, like he said, he can come and go as he pleases. And I think that would be, especially with the fact that, like, let's say he did the time travel thing, right? So he's around during the 70s and 80s and 90s, whereas like...
He could be anywhere at any time, at any age.
I'm just saying, they can have him pop in no matter what there. So, it's just like... They have that freedom to do that, and I think it's cool to bring him back, though. So, coming back also is Matt Damon to Thor. I think, but I think bringing him back makes it more of a. Obviously, he made a Loki reference, the appearance, but I think now they might bring him back as a character. Do we have any ideas who I don't know why. I think you bring him back, and you bring him back as an actual character this time.
Matt Damon for that. I don't know.
A villain?
I feel like this is another glorified cameo.
It could be. I just could see him as a villain. I could.
Christian Bale is the villain, right? Or is that?
Yeah, but I can see him with them. Yeah, they're not going to be just one villain.
I understand. I just don't want some Paul Giamatti garbage that we got in Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's true. No, I could see it happening, and I'm making that prediction. I bet you he's a villain in this movie. So
I think Nebula's going to also be in Thor 4.
She is confirmed now. Yes, that was also on the news this week. Also, reportedly, guys, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. This was what it was. Charlie Cox coming back, and then he ended up, that rumor flew everywhere, and now apparently he's been seen on set for Spider-Man 3.
It's good. This is where I'm kind of like, do I want to know all this?
I think you're at the point, Mike, where you're like, do I want to believe this yet?
Well, yeah, maybe, but also like
you don't want to get that whole it's happening and then it doesn't happen hype.
Yeah, I guess. I also would like.
It's exciting. If this is actually happening, it's exciting. Like, let's say it's actually happening. How is that not exciting?
No, it is. As long as
we also got the Kristen Ritter news also that came out, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
It could be this thing, and that would make sense because she's friends with Jennifer. What's her name? She-Hulk, Jennifer something. Aren't they? They're like.
Yeah, she's playing She-Hulk. Yeah, playing She-Hulk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but I think that
the characters in the comics, they know each other.
Right.
Oh, they know each other. Okay. So yeah, I think that I don't know. I think that's really awesome. I'm looking forward to this. It's exciting, obviously, if that's happening. Ethan Hawke is tapped as the main villain in Moon Knight.
Okay. Yeah, I still don't really understand Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
What was the rumors that he'd be going to be Dracula or something? The Marvel version?
There's definitely some. I know there's supernatural elements to Moon Knight. I don't really understand them, but I know there's supernatural elements.
Yep. So I don't know. I think that we'll see about that one. So I don't know, and I think that's it for the news. I think that's all we got, guys. Let me see. Yep, that's it. So. That's going to wrap up this episode, guys. You can write us allyoukcangeek@gmail.com and let us know what you think about this whole streaming services. Is there too many apps? Is it better to have the choice, the freedom? I'm not trying to push you to a decision. not having yourself tied to a cable company that, destroys you with increases in costs and yearly contracts. All right. Anyways, so you can write us allyoukcangeek@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, allyoukgeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching this YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe and the like and the little bell notification to let you know when we post our new podcasts. We'd love to have the viewers, the comments. Feel free to do so. See you guys next week. We're out.